أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد، as we have our weekly talk, so today inshallah ta'ala we'll أما بعد. Today, inshallah, we'll talk about, as we have started every Thursday, the life of Sahaba Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. Last week, I gave some introduction of Sahaba Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. Who were the Sahaba and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned about Sahaba Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. What Sahaba Ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in had mentioned in the Quran, what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has mentioned in the hadith of Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam about significance of Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. Inshallah, the first person, the best students among the Ummah and the best teachers among the teachers, the best students among the students were Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala, and best teachers among the teachers for the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And by Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, has Abu Bakr have learned everything from Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. It is not possible for to bring the life of Sahaba, every life of Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala, ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in, A to Z, but we try our best. We try our best to speak at least summary of life of Sahaba ridwanullahi ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. Because in the history of Islam is not written, and it's very hard to find out every single step of Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala alayhim ajma'in. So as much as we can do it, we try to do it, inshallah ta'ala. First of all, we talk about one of the great person and great among the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala alayhim ajma'in, great among the Ummah, and the first human being who accepted the message of Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam among the men. He was Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala. When Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has received revolutions, after when he come back from cave Hira, then when he start talking about this, about the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, message of Quran, he is a prophet of Allah and he received the message from Allah Azza wa Jal. Then people among the Quraysh, they start criticizing him. So when they start criticizing him, and they don't believe him. After that, they try to embarrass him, and then even Abu Jahl come on that time, and then he started criticizing him more. And then he started talking to Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And when Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, he heard from Abu Jahl that he gave him that message, your friend of you, he is talking about this, all these things about he become prophet and Allah revealed Quran on him. And then what happened? Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, he went to him and he asked him, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned everything. And Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, without any question, without any thinking, he accepted the message of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that's why let's talk about a little bit biography of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala. As we know, his name is Abu Bakr, but his real name is Abdullah ibn Abu Quhafa Uthman ibn Amr al-Qurayshi. That is his full name, including his father name. Into 6th generation, when you go above 6th generation up to, his lineage is meet Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's Quraysh into Murrah ibn Ka'b. He's joined with the lineage of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he's from among the lineage of Rasulullah sallam, and he's among the Quraysh. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he born around 2 months and after 2 years and few months of birth of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he's like around 2.5 years younger than Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he has born in 570, and Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he born in 573. So he was younger than Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, 2 years and some years, 2 years and some months, I'm sorry. And then later on, his mother, after when he accepted Islam, his mother also accepted Islam. Her name was al-Khair. She also accepted Islam. And at the end, the time of Fath Makkah, time of the conquest of Makkah, his father, Abu Quhafa, also accepted Islam, radiallahu ta'ala. So his father from both parents was Muslim before their death. He was a man who was his slight body, white man, very slim body, slight shoulder, thin face, and sunken eyes. Big forehead. Used to look very handsome man, Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala. He was among the people, those who he born in Christian family. He was a Christian. They used to follow the deen of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. But one thing for Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he never ever worshipped any idols. One time, people asked him about Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, did he ever drink? He said he never drink. He never drink. And not only that, one time his father, he took him to their worship house. So when he took him to their worship house, and he told him that you stay here today, let me go for some stuff. So what happened? He went for something. After he went for something, Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he looked to the idols. And when he looked to the idols, then he said to the idols that I am hungry. So please give me food. Idol did not reply anything. And idol, you know that idol cannot reply. So he waited for a few minutes. Then he asked again to the idols, I need a cloth. I feel so cold, so please give me a cloth, piece of cloth. Idol did not reply anything. So cold, so please give me a cloth, piece of cloth. Idol he did not reply anything. Idol did not reply anything. When he did not reply anything, then he picked up a stone, then he threw out on the head of the big idols, and then idols falls. Then idols start falls the idols. So when idols start falls, what happened then? Then he become this much strong about to disbelieve those idols have no any capability to do anything. This much strongly he believed that there is no capability for the idols to do anything. So little by little, what happened when he became 18 years of old, he did very good business. He became merchant of cloth. His father was also businessman, and he became also businessman. When he accepted Islam, at the time of acceptance of Islam, he had more than 40,000 dirham of wealth to him. It's not a small amount, it's very big amount. At the time of 1500 years ago, 40,000 dirham is a very big amount, a very large amount of money. You will own this much money. As I have told you, he was the first man who accepted Islam without any question, without any thinking, without any doubt. When Prophet ﷺ gave him da'wah, he is the first person among the men who accepted Islam. After he accepted Islam, reason of all those things about our...
Please leave your message for 51.
Something going on. The reason of accepting those, reason of explaining and discussing about the life of Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in, to get lesson from Sahaba. So in order to get lesson from Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in, we cannot discuss, it's not necessary to discuss every single things of their life. So wherever we can get lesson from the story of the Sahaba, we will talk about those things. After the acceptance of Islam, you know, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he first time he went to his Mi'raj, when he went to Mi'raj, and the next morning when he started describing about the Mi'raj, and Abu Jahl again, he heard the stories that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went from Mecca to Jerusalem, and from Jerusalem to the heavens, and come back in the portion of the nights. So when he started talking about these things, Abu Jahl was start criticizing again, and told him that, okay, the things you're saying, is it true? He said yes. Then he asked again, if I gather all the people of Makkah here. Can you say this thing in front of everybody? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, yes, I will say that. And then that person, the Mujahid, he went again to Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and he told him that, did you hear about your friends, what he is talking about? He said, then he said, yeah, what he said? He said, in the portion of the night, he went from Makkah to Jerusalem, from Jerusalem to heaven, then he come back again. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu replied, look at the reply. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu asked, he asked, did he say this? He himself, he said, yes, he said this. Then Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu said, if he said this, then he is the truth. When he said this, if he said this, then it is true. When Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard this, that time Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave him the title of As-Siddiq. So he get the title of Siddiq from that time to believe in the story of the Mi'raj of Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. There is a lot of Amal. He was the very humble and kind person, Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Even when he was when his mother was pregnant, when she used to walk through the street, and some narrations say the trees, the stones used to give her salam. And then so many times she saw a dream that she will be giving birth to one of them, birth of son, boy, baby boy. And then he will become a companion of the last prophet of Allah. He saw these things in the dream. So Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu becomes so much close to Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Let's go to talk about the sacrifice and the hardship he did and the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He did it, and the love for and his taqwa and his amal. So when people was start migrating from Makkah to Abyssinia, Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu also, he intended to do for Hijrah. Then one time he asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam about Hijrah. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there will be coming, I will be migrate from Makkah, inshallah ta'ala, and then he will be my companion. So when he heard this, because of happiness, Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, she said, I never saw a man in my life crying, this much crying for happiness. So he started crying and he cried so much. Why? Because he will be the company of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one day he told Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, for Abu Bakr, then there will be I have come order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I have to migrate from Makkah to Medina for Hijrah. So you be yourself ready. So when the time of the night of Hijrah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he came out from his house. He went to knock the door of Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala one time. And Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala opened the door immediately after one knock of the door. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala opened the door. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Abu Bakr, what happened? How did you open the door by only one knock? And Abu Bakr said, Ya Rasulullah, 6 months from now, when you told me that we have to migrate, from that night until now, I never sleep on bed. From that night, I land on the door and then I sleep like that. The reason is that I don't know any time and when he's going to come and knock on the door, and you will wait for me outside, and I am afraid of that I will be late to opening of the door. And that was the respect and love of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam for Nabi sallam from Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala. When they started going, Allahu Akbar, this is the one of the great amal and great story of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Allahu Akbar, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they started going and hide themselves to Ghar Thur, I'm sure that everybody saw that mountain, how big that mountain is, and how high this mountain is. It's very hard to get all the way to the end of the height of the mountain. People try, but it's very hard to get there. Right now they make some system of stairs, but before was nothing. So when they both of them start walking towards that mountain, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his feet scratch and he cannot walk. And then blood come out from his feet. Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, he was the man who carry Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on his shoulder. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala carry Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam on his shoulder, and then both of them start going. And then when they went to Cave Hira, Ghar Thur, Cave Thur, both of them, they were there. And next one, they stayed there 3 nights and 3 days. When Utbah and other kuffar, they want to look for Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, they saw him from the cave, the leg of Utbah, and he asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, they are the people who live. They saw us right now, they might kill us. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, Prophet of Allah replied, where is two? Allah is the third one. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran in Surah At-Tawbah, إِذْ هُمَا فِي الْغَارِ إِذْ يَقُولُ لِصَاحِبِهِ لَا تَحْزَنْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَنَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that when there is the two people, and don't worry about it, Allah is with you. Subhanallah. And you know the stories, what happened in the Ghar Thur, when there is a snake try to see Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Bakr, he himself, he rips his clothes and then try to close all the holes inside the cave. So after when he tried to close all the caves, all the holes, one hole, so that the close is finished. Then he tried to close the last one, but he had no enough clothes to close the hole. Then he put his heels, his foot there. Then snake come out to see Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then he bite Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Then the poison of that snake spread into the body of Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Allahu Akbar. But he don't let the snake come out. He is afraid of that snake cannot bite my beloved Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. That was the love for Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Then they went to migrate to Medina, and this very hardship Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he had faced in Islam, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him company of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this dunya, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he also said he will be the company and a friend of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Jannah. My brothers and sisters, talking about the life of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Look at the amal of Sayyidina Abu Bakr.
The problem.
The amal of Nabi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, and charity and the spending and every single thing he have giving to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He spent all the monies before he took with him only when he left Makkah to Medina. He had only 5,000 dirham among the 40,000 dirhams. The reason is that because he spent a lot of money to free the slave, because this is one of the great reward on that time. So what happened? Allahu Akbar. One time after Fajr Salah, and look at the amal of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala. After Fajr Salah, Rasulullah sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam asked, is here, after the salam, Rasulullah asked, is here anyone who is fasting today? Raise your hand. Everyone look at to each other. Nobody raised hands. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala raised hands. And he said, Ya Rasul, I am fasting. Allah. Then Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam again he said, is anyone here who did any charity, give any sadaqah today? It's only Fajr time. Then he looked around the masjid. Nobody raised his hand. Abu Bakr raised his hand. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I did it. When I was coming to the masjid, I heard there is a family that those who are very in need. So I went to their house because I come out a little bit early today before Fajr, and then I went to their house and I gave some sadaqah to them, and then I come to masjid. And then again, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked, is anyone today who visited any sick person? And he looked around the masjid. Nobody raised his hand. Abu Bakr raised his hand. And then he said, Ya Rasulullah, I did it. I was waiting for one person. He tried to look at there is a person sick, but I don't find any time in the daytime. So I thought maybe go a little early. So after I done sadaqah, I went to that sick person's house and visited him. Then I come back to masjid. And Abu Bakr radiallahu, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to everybody, Allah, there will be gate in the Jannah, the gate of sadaqah, the gate of salat, the gate of charity. Every gate of Jannah will call Abu Bakr for Jannah to take him inside the Jannah. That was the amal of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala. One time, what happened? One time, Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala, he used to always try to compete himself to Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala. So one time he said, okay, I will try to compete with Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala about the mal. So what happened? When Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tried to collect one time donation for some reason, I think I believe was maybe it was for the battle of Uhud. if I am wrong.
Assalamu alaikum, Rafiq bhai.
So there is a.
Alhamdulillah, bhai. Alhamdulillah. Sorry there, Babi.
So what happened? Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he tried to compete with Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Well, what happened? Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he tried to collect money, and then he said to everybody, so please give whatever you can. And then Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu came. When Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu came, and that time Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked to Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, O Umar, what did you bring for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu replied, O Prophet of Allah, I bring half of my wealth. And he was so happy that I will compete Abu Bakr today. Look at the question. First question, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked to Umar, O Umar, what did you bring today for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Umar said, O Prophet of Allah, I bring half of my wealth for the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he looked at Abu Bakr. He saw a man coming with a small piece of cloth, tightening something inside the cloth, and then he come, and then he stand up in front of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah, if we pay attention and look at the question, Rasulullah sallallahu asked to Umar, "O Umar, what did you bring?" And the question is changed when the turn of Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala came. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to have this much love Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, and Allah changed the question in the mind of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked to Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, O Abu Bakr, what did you left in your home? He don't say that. He asked to Umar, what did you bring? And he asked to Abu Bakr, what did you left in your home? Subhanallah. Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala, he said, Ya O Prophet of Allah, I left in my house name of Allah and name of his Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And there was the occasion that which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent salam to Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu. When he heard this, Rasulullah gave him this glad tidings to Abu Bakr, this khush khabri, this basharat, this good news. Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala said, Ya Rasulullah, Allah mentioned my name? Did Allah mention my name? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, yes, Allah mentioned your name. The person who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent salam to him, the person who was company of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the dunya, and the person who will be company of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Jannah, and the person who was in the time of Hijrah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the cave, and the person who compiled the Quran first, subhanallah, and the person who was the father-in-law of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the person who became first Khalifa of Muslim after the demise of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhanallah. And the person who became first Muslim, first accepted Islam among the men, accept the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at the fear of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala. He used to say sometimes, he regretted on his sins, and he used to say, "Oh Allah, why you don't make me a leaf of the trees? Why you don't make me any animals?" The reason of those things, he said, so I will not have answer in front of you in the day of judgment. He had this much fear for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has this much fear for the day of judgment. He has this much fear for the punishment and the azab of day of judgment and the azab of Jahannam. Allahu Akbar. If the person like that, who was the company of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the great friend of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, if he say like that, how about us? That's why, my brothers and sisters, I have a humble request to all of us, including myself. We should take lesson from the life of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu in his truthfulness, in his amanatdari, and in his love of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in his love of Allah, and following the commands of Allah, in his paying the charity in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the last things, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. When Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu the time of his end of his life has come, Allahu Akbar. He also lived in this world, face of this earth. How much Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam has lived from 63 years. 63 years. And 2 years and some months also he did the Khilafat during his lifetime. 2 years and some months he did it also. And also he passed away from this world the day Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away on Monday. Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu passed away. And then he requested that to bury him next to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they made the cover of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu next to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Where is the shoulder of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Here, in the same parallel, they did the cover of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu in parallel to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam cover, and his head is touched, almost similar to head the chest of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said one time, when he raised from the cover, he will be raised with his hands. He will be raised, Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu ta'ala. Abu Bakr will be in the right side of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Umar radiallahu ta'ala will be the left of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So my brother and sister, so discussing the life of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu, this is very short, some stories and some something from the light of life of Nabi Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu I have discussed here. It's impossible for me to discuss whole entire life of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us tawfiq to take lesson from Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, from his amal, from all of his actions. Allah give us tawfiq to follow the footsteps of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, to get into the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah azza wa jalla. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq, all of us. Astaghfirullah li wa lakum wa li sa'il muslimin. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.